Welcome to another edition of the Buttercom Telecom Files. This time I would like to discuss with you what's next with the broadband network in Australia. Obviously we had a very interesting federal election, and the NBN was a very important element of the campaign, and it can even be argued that it was because of the national broadband network that the current government remained in power and is now basically given the opportunity to bring the national broadband network to its next stage. Very interesting, of course, is that in 3 years' time, if not earlier, but in any case in 3 years' time, there will be new elections, and by that time it has to be clear to the Australian public that the NBN is a worthwhile exercise and that the taxpayers' money is worthwhile spent. It's estimated that by that time perhaps as much as 30 or 40% of the rollout could be underway, and at the same time it is of course critical that the minister, who now has an additional set of tasks in relation to the trans-sector approach of the national broadband network under the name digital productivity, to actually make sure that the various sectors are going to participate in the national broadband network: healthcare, education, smart grids and things like that. Things that we've been discussing on these video presentations before. So it's the government basically is in a hurry. You know, it will have to start delivering. It will have to start making sure that there is sufficient credibility to the national broadband network. There are a number of elements to it. First of all, of course, there is the financial situation. The government is expected to spend something like $27 billion. They have not been very clear on that. The $43 billion is still hanging around. They're talking about cost-benefit analysis. I think the government has not been very clear that infrastructure not necessarily does require that. We don't do cost benefits for roads or gas or electricity or train lines. So also broadband, of course, needs to be much better explained to the Australian public and to the financial market, you know, what this is all about. On the other side, the government absolutely will have to come up with some good figures and stats and data that shows, you know, what sort of economic and social benefits there are if you start utilizing the national broadband network for healthcare. You know, there are figures mentioned about $10 billion savings in healthcare, $2 billion savings in smart grids by utilizing, by combining the efforts of the utilities and NBN Co. Obviously education, infrastructure and other sort of elements are all able to generate very interesting sort of savings. So that is very important that the government comes up with that. I think the other element is the contracts that the government is going to sign, and not just with Telstra but also with Optus, Transact, iiNet, Internode. All these companies that have infrastructure, of course, in one way or another, need to be tied into the national broadband network. So that's another element that I expect over the next few months. I think the government will also have to be a little bit more transparent and engaging with the industry. There is a call for private investment. How exactly is the government envisaging that? How are we going to work together? Who's going to do what? There are opportunities, of course, and again, you know, some clearer information is necessary. I'm planning to organize another roundtable with the minister to actually start kickstarting this sort of process, or following up on the good work that the minister has done with the industry in the past. So lots of exciting things ahead of us, lots of interesting things that we can expect. Let's roll up our sleeves and let's get underway and make sure that this becomes a fantastic national investment that many generations after us will still very much enjoy. Thanks for looking at the next video clip. I'm looking forward to continue this, of course, with you. See you the next time. Okay, bye bye.